Hey everyone, Swig Monkey here. Today we're going to start this section off with some 80s movies. I've been waiting to watch Aliens for quite a while again with my daughter who's 13, who loves horror movies. She finally agreed to watch it with me on the snow day we had the other day, and I must say it does not live up to my expectations of how good it used to be. Still a solid movie, graphics were still decent, but a lot of things like there was no LCD screens. You had the old CRT, all green monitors. So it did not age well for a younger generation, let's put it that way. Um, with that said, when I was looking for aliens, I came across an awesome movie, Space Invaders. If you have not watched this movie, it is great to watch with some kids, preferably yours or niece or nephews. Come over, have some popcorn, sit back and enjoy. You can play it around Halloween because it's based around Halloween in the movie, but it's a great time anytime. Let's talk about the Goonies. Seriously, who doesn't love this movie? Never give up. Sometimes all we have to do is live for today because when tomorrow comes, something's going to change. Um, but Mikey said it best. It's our time down here. They had their time. Fast forward now, we got Uncharted. Never watched the movie, sat down, I believe last Friday, watched it with the kids. Overall, I'd give the movie a C if I was grading it. It's not a terrible movie, but if you want to see Tom Holland in a flick that isn't Spider-Man, give it a watch. Touching on some games now. Let's go right into Marvel Midnight Suns. The Deadpool downloadable content was released. Don't know if I'm going to get it. It's 15 bucks. I did not buy the whole season pass thing when I purchased it, and of course it went on sale. Right after I purchased it. Around Christmas time. Part of that's probably because Diablo 2 Resurrected has their new patching coming with some new rune words. Head over to purediablo.com. You can check out my video analysis there. Additionally, Diablo 3 released a new season update that's on the PTR right now as well. I don't know what they're doing with that game. The game has total twilight, with Diablo 4 coming out. But what they introduced is awesome. I think I'm going to pick it back up because I haven't played since I think season 25 or so when they did they brought back all the old uniques and made them really awesome. So let's talk about today's mental health topic. We left last video off by talking about logotherapy, finding a purpose. Maybe you were able to find something that you want to strive to make a purpose on, or maybe you're still thinking about it, but you know that you want to make some positive changes in your life. So let's go over reality therapy, the WDEP worksheet. Let me pull that up real quick, and we'll go over it together. So if you have a counselor and they've never used this with you, you might want to copy it. There might be a download link available. I'm going to see if I can do that. But let's talk about it. I use this a lot of times with middle-aged men, such as myself, like 40 years old. Like, what do I want to do? Like, I'm totally lost. I'm not feeling that I'm complete. I'm feeling like this big emptiness in me, a lack of purpose. For me, this year, I wanted to expand my writing for Pure Diablo to streaming, and then with that I said, what, why don't I finally do this YouTube channel I've been talking about doing for years. I'm just doing some cheesy reviews, and then finish it up with some mental health. So this is very easy. If you have a counselor you talk to and they haven't brought this out, either go online, find a copy of it. They're pretty much all the same. Print it out and use it. I've taken a couple and I just used the other just to give you kind of an idea. The first thing you have to figure out though is, what do you want? If you don't know what you want, it sucks. So figure it out. Why we're going this? What do you want instead of your problem that's going on? When you do find out what you want, what does that picture look like to you? Like, how does it come together? Is it something that maybe your friends and family would want for you? Is it an improvement to you? And bringing that back, a lot of times in counseling, what do you want from counseling? Doing now. Doing is the biggest part. What are you doing? How are you thinking, acting, and feeling? Is any of that you're doing right now productive? When you act this way, what are you feeling? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you stress? A lot of times we try to de-stress. That's one thing I really try to work on. And how does thinking, acting this way affect your overall, This could be your health. Like, hey, you know what? I'm really depressed right now. I don't do a lot of stuff, and this makes me feel like unhealthy, like I'm sleeping a lot. Not being an active participant in my own life, my significant other's life, or my kid's life. Evaluate. Is what you're doing helping right now to get what you want? Or do you need help? Is what you want achievable? This is a big thing. Sometimes we aim for the moon, and really we just need to be aiming for the pond across the street. Make achievable goals. That doesn't mean that we can't have like a long goal, like a 5-year goal, or however you want to put it. Like, hey, you know what? I want to be here in 5 years, but you know what? In order to get to 5 years, I got to get through year 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And not to mention, I got to get through those first 4, plus make it to year 5. I have to get through 12 months each. So, make them smaller goals, break them down into like, hey, every 2 months I want to be here. That's a really good way to start preparing for it. Lastly on this thing, how hard are you prepared to work at this? Any kind of change that you do, anything you want, actually requires you to do it. Originally, I think last week I said I was going to do a video every other week or every week. I want to do 2 videos a week. I think that's the biggest way to build the audience, to go over this stuff so that I can help other people at the end of the day. Plan. What are you prepared to do or think differently that will take you in the direction you want? This is where we start looking at our wants, our doings, and evaluate. And now we're making that plan. Baby steps. Can you start it immediately? Yeah, I could start making videos immediately. I made one on Monday. I said, hey, Friday, kids aren't home. I got the house to myself. I'm going to make my second video. Is it in your control? This is a biggie. We cannot control other people. When we talk about things, a lot of times in counseling sessions, I have people say, well, if this person would have did this, I wouldn't have did this. We can't control them. We can't control how people think. We can't control how they act. We can't control how they feel. All we can control is ourselves. I'm guilty of this too. When you have an argument with somebody, it takes 2 to tango. I mean, that's an old saying. But you can control how you say things and how you act and how you react to how people say things. Do you want to react in anger, or do you want to say, hey, let's slow it down? I'm getting kind of upset. I need to step back for a minute so that we can talk about this like rational people, because if we continue on this, I'm going to blow a gasket and nothing's going to get accomplished. And we're going to be back at square one. And I would like to have a great night. Are you committed to doing it? That's the biggest thing. Yes, I'm committed to making this change. If you're not committed, nothing's going to happen. That's on you. You have to decide, I actually want to do this. I want to make the change for a more positive version of myself. That is what I want to do. And lastly, going back off is, again, is it achievable? I know it's already up and evaluate. The reason why it's in plan is because a lot of times after we're going through the planning steps, we may find out that that's not achievable, but maybe a portion of it is. So make something achievable. That's all I got for today. Like, comment, subscribe. If there's something you want to talk about in mental health, obviously do. Lastly, if you or somebody you know is thinking about harming themselves, need to talk to somebody, the number is down at the screen, 988. Text or call it, obviously 911 as well. If it's that bad, or you think you really need to talk to somebody, call a local counseling place, psychological place that gets people in to see. If you're a veteran, make a mental health appointment. And everybody stay safe out there. And until next time, Swig Monkey out.